A note on Nietzsche. Who remembers what Nietzsche once sneered? The world is slavers and slaves, and the slaves are all here for the masters. Though pastors may castigate men who would fight for themselves and decline to defend all the paupers and paladins of self-abnegation, it's the pastors who err in their craven prostration. In conflation of goodness with kindness, they miss that the man of true worth will achieve his own bliss, without heed to the fools who would temper his ways and drag him straight down to their dreary malaise. Indeed, kindness, says Nietzsche, is just the recourse of men with no skill in the world, all forced to pretend that they're good in some way that the master is not, when in fact they're just daft and drew twigs as a lot in Darwinian games from which humans once flowered with a craving to tower in a dark will to power. The liberal alleges that Nietzsche is scum, benighted, short-sighted, and mistreating the ones all beset by the rest who are evil and gun for themselves in a hell where they torture for fun. But if Nietzsche's mistaken, good liberal, then why do we shear the shy sheep and then feast on the thigh of the chicken and sicken the cattle and fry these creatures in fear and rear piglets to die? It could never be just that they're clueless and dumb. Some are smarter than kids with no circuits to plumb the depths of our rights or the basics of math or the trifles that pass as our basis for wrath against birds and the swine of the earth whom we bind in freezing trucks lined with frail bodies we grind. Surely it's not that they wish to die so. Tens of billions have passed through sheer terror to go to their deaths all screaming when pried from their families, then grieving and cooped up inside some putrid old shack where their fate had been sealed by sadistic, fascistic, sophistical spiels of deceivers and beaters who glorified war on the beasts and viewed peace as unnatural and swore that they'd rout out the hippies, those deviants born of an outsized rapport with the squealing and sore. That they're weaker is just a prerequisite for the assault upon fish and the chicken and boar. It's insufficient alone as betrayed by the fact that we'll nourish the sick and forego the attack when the weak are like us, with no pouches or wings, when they walk on two legs and can blush in a fling. At the end of it all, our excuse will be that the poor neighers and brayers, conveyors of fat, are separate from men in life's pyramid. We find them strange, and in chains they may serve our designs. For the world is the Balkans, a clash of the clans, each eager to build on the lands it expands whenever it can, as the blunders of foes open doors as the poor and weak nations implode. And the beasts, we've concluded, are nothing but lunch, just a frightening, unsightly, delectable bunch. So what if we burn a dumb monkey alive as a means for the genes of our queens to survive? Exploitation, invasion are life at its core. Its strife and the poor, our blights and the war is good, and the more they cudgel the whore, the greater the score for winners who store goods for themselves and plunder the shelves and cling to the helves to bludgeon the dumb and the bum in the slum with whiskey and rum in a cup with a chum, who savor the crumbs of the dead and the bread that they slather him on. They batter the fawn, they're clever to pawn off her leather, to tether the weathered and feathered of beasts they butcher for meat in a glorious feat as a savory treat. But I could never be Nietzsche, the good liberal cries, that bellicose, brutish, base booster of lies, for I defied Mussolini when he kidnapped my boy, and I stuck it to Johnson when he leveled Hanoi and conscripted my brother into hunting down Reds while the country club crawlers quaffed cocktails in bed. I planned with Mandela from dusk until dawn and was pummeled by day till apartheid was gone, and wherever else tyrants have struck a good lad, there too was I struck by a truculent cad. But who still believes the aggrieved are above all the shooting and looting that their captors once loved? Young Germans were starved by the Allies, converged with old Eichmann to liken the Jews to a scourge on the great, and the state of our people was born. For Kahana to scorn all the Arabs as foreign as a cancer, a thorn, and our side never mourn their demise, he advised. They just lie, he would warn, like Tutsi once snatched from their families who then rushed to ravage the Hutu, like the Hutu did them. Or Albanians killing all Serbs on the spot as revenge for the men whom Milosevic shot. It's nature, some claim. If X can kill Y, then Y is quite free to kill Z as the guy whom this Nietzsche maligned as a nothing, a means to an end, as we wend our way up to the top of the heap, upon sheep, upon pigs that we chop, upon geese that we choke, upon cows that we pop in the head till they're dead like they're nothing but sticks as we smash them on bricks and call ourselves great, which could only be true if Nietzsche was straight in his thought, but if not, and it's wrong to beat blue a man who's different from us, then this killing's wrong too. Thank you.